filled with desire, embraced Inanna. Let me teach you, whispered Dimuzi to Inanna. She kissed him gently, and then spoke of her mother, Ningal. What lie would I tell? What words should be spoken? They decided to reveal their sincere love for each other. They planned for it to be a joyous occasion, and the scent of cedar would be used to receive the blessing. Thus, the lovers went to meet Ningal, Inanna's mother. Ningal blessed them, and Inanna's mother approved of Dimuzi. Ningal said, Lord Dimuzi, as Nana's son-in-law, you are worthy. Dimuzi was received as a groom by Nana and announced by Utiu, Inanna's brother. Enlil spoke to all those present. A marriage could be the key to peace between the clans. At that moment, while Dimuzi shared his love and engagement with his father and brothers, Enki also glimpsed the possibility of a unifying union and granted his blessing to Dimuzi. The joy of the engagement infected Dumuzi's brothers, except for one. That one was Marduk. Gebel carved a bridal bed of gold, and Nergal sent blue lapis lazuli stones. To please Inanna, sweet dates, her favorite fruit, were piled up next to the bed. Beneath the fruits, lapis lazuli stones lay hidden, waiting to be discovered by Inanna. According to tradition, one of Dumuzi's sisters was tasked with perfuming and dressing the bride. That sister was Geshtinanna, and her epithet meant, the one to be healed. Inanna unveiled her deepest aspirations for the future alongside Dimuzi to Geshtinanna. She envisioned a grand nation where Dimuzi, a great Anunnaki, would ascend. His name would be hailed above all others, and she would become his queen. Together, they would rule and bring rebellious nations under their control. Dimuzi would be granted power and govern the nation with fairness. Geshtinanna, startled by Inanna's immense ambition, reported the visions and ambitions for a new government to Marduk. Marduk was disturbed. Inanna's ambition and the idea of a new government with Dimuzi were an affront to him. So Marduk confided a secret plan to Geshtinanna. And then Geshtinanna went to the shelter of her brother Dimuzi, disguised with an enchanting and perfumed appearance. She whispered to Dimuzi, "Before you rest with your young wife in your arms, you must conceive a legitimate heir, born of a sister. A child born through Inanna will have no right to succession and will not be raised in the presence of his mother." With a gentle touch, she placed her hand on his and approached him, saying, "My brother, I shall lie with you. Together we shall have a descendant of Enki, and the dual seed shall prevail." Thus Geshtinanna whispered to Dimuzi, aiming to generate a noble lineage within her womb. Dimuzi surrendered to desire, and then he poured his seed into Geshtinanna's womb and fell asleep. In the night, a dream befell Dimuzi. It was a revelation of impending death. In the dream, 7 wicked bandits invaded his dwelling. They said, "The master has sent us to you, son of Dutur." They drove away his sheep and seized his lambs and goats. They stole the crown of his majesty, stripped him of his royal attire, violently shattered his shepherd's staff, and toppled his chalice. Deprived of everything and chained, he was left to perish in the name of the bird prince and the falcon. Dimuzi woke up in the heart of the night, terrified and disturbed. He recounted the dream to Geshtinanna. She warned him, "The omen is not favorable. Marduk will accuse you of violating me and bring upon you a curse. He will send emissaries to arrest you. He will dishonor you and sever your relationship with an Enlilite." Dimuzi roared ferociously, "Betrayal! Betrayal!" And then he pleaded for help from Utiu, Inanna's brother, and invoked the name of his father, Enki, as a protective talisman. Dimuzi embarked on a journey across the desert of Emush, the desert of serpents, seeking refuge in a place adorned with majestic waterfalls, fleeing from his malevolent pursuers. Upon reaching a spot where the waters flowed, making the rocks smooth and slippery, Dimuzi lost his balance and fell. The rushing waters carried his lifeless body in frothy foam, delivering him to the emissaries of evil who captured him. The lifeless body of Dimuzi was recovered from the waters of the lake by Ningal. Thus, he carried Dimuzi's body to the realm of Nergal and Ereshkigal in the lower Abzu. On a stone slab lay the motionless body of Dimuzi, Enki's son. Upon learning of what had happened, Enki tore his garments and covered Dimuzi with ashes, lamenting, my son, what have I done to be so severely punished?" And he questioned aloud, "I, Ea, whose house is the water, brought forth the waters that propelled the celestial ships and landed on earth. A torrent of waters devastated the earth. My grandson Osiris perished in the waters, and now my beloved Dimuzi meets the same fate, also in the waters. All that I did with just cause. Why am I punished?"